Mrs. Gertane has helped us develop life skills through this class.
She's also helped us gain confidence and other responsibilities.
She always guides us through challenges and helps us be the best version of ourselves.
She encouraged us to remain curious, not only about our research, but life itself.
Thank you, Ms. Gertane.
Chris Girtain is one of the most creative, dedicated, incredibly motivating, and one of the most passionate teachers I have ever met in my 18 years of teaching. The way that she conducts herself with her authentic science research students goes above and beyond any educator I've ever seen. She truly spends so much of her own personal time on weekends, after hours, to make sure that she can give her students the most incredible experience that they could ever get. She is also an amazing colleague, as she has brought lots of workshops into the school and has taken other colleagues to other workshops in order for them to become better teachers and better at their craft. I've had the pleasure of sharing a room with Miss Gertane for many years, and it was then that Christine brought me on to the recycling club, which was a great motivation for students to get their community service hours as well as helping the earth. She brought me on as a teacher for Camp Invention, which is an Army education outreach program that she runs in the summer for students from kindergarten through 6th grade. And the most important project that we worked on together was Seeds of Change, in which Christine and I brought 17 students down to Costa Rica for an immersive science experience. I was her second in command, and it was amazing to see how that trip and that research working with the University of Costa Rica truly changed those students' lives forever, with my son, who was a junior at the time, being one of them. This past year, Christine and I took a combination of 30 kids from High School South and High School North to Europe, started in Paris, finished in Rome, and again, it was an incredible experience for our students. It's activities like this with Christine, the above and beyond, that makes such a huge impact on her students. Christine Girtain has a way of raising her students so they expect more from themselves. And she does it kindly, she does it supportively, and I know for a fact that her students are better people after having Christine as a teacher.
Christine Gertane is an exceptional educator, and she deserves this award for so many reasons. First reason is that she always looks for educational opportunities for her students to learn new things. My son benefited from that. She also encourages educators like myself to step out of our comfort zone to engage in incredible professional development. In the summertime, Christine provides wonderful enrichment activities for students in our community. Christine thrives on learning.
I love Camp Invention because we got to make things like beaver parachute, sustainable housing, a microphone, a robotic fish, and things like that. So number 1, you learn things. Number 2, you invent things. Number 3, you do fun things. And you can't get any better than that.
What makes Mrs. Gertane special is she's always willing to sacrifice her free time in exchange for student success. Instead of spending her summer mornings at the beach, Mrs. Gertane sat with me in a hot high school lab while I ran the experiments for my final science project.
Mrs. Gertane was my research advisor in high school, and she really pushed me to get out of my comfort zone and talk to people and get involved in research. And now I'm in my second year of my PhD program in neural engineering. So I'd like to thank her because I really don't think I'd be where I am today without her influence.
In my opinion, there's no one more deserving for the New Jersey State Teacher of the Year award than Mrs. Gertane herself. From the moment you walk through the doors of her classroom, she helps fuel your love for education and science. She's more than a teacher, she's more than a mentor, she's a friend. She's someone that wants to see you succeed and will always offer support and encouragement wherever needed. I think I speak for most, if not all of us, when I say that we love you, Mama G.
I do not think there's anyone more worthy of this recognition than Miss Christine Gertane. If there is someone that is always thinking about how she can help her students and foster a passion and enthusiasm for science, it is Christine. She is passionate, knowledgeable, and empathetic at all times with her students. When I think of who a model educator is, it's Christine, because she always values students, she always values learning, and she always goes and fosters a sense of lifelong leadership.
Ms. Girtain has helped me so much through high school. She has dedicated a lot of time and effort into making sure that I get the best opportunities that I can.
It's been nearly 2 decades since I took Mrs. Girtain's Earth Science class. And throughout my educational and professional career, I've often reflected on how lucky I was to have a teacher who both encouraged me to pursue my personal interests, but then also truly prepared me for life's challenges. Her impact on my life's been immeasurable.
Ms. Girtain's 3-year course has helped me understand how to read research papers and write research papers. I was also gaining confidence in public speaking, and with all of these tools, I was able to conduct my own research on model organism C. elegans. With all this experience in high school I had put on my resume, I was able to gain a healthcare job as a CCT at RWJ.
Mrs. Gertain is one of the most influential people that I've had in my life. Today, there's nothing more important than understanding science research. Mrs. Gertain, at a young age, taught us how important it was to understand science and make sure that you're checking your sources. She taught us techniques on how to dissect and understand academic papers and even write them ourselves. Even at the age of 13, I was learning how to understand the highest level of education, techniques that I still use today, 10 years later. It is easy to say that without Mrs. Gertain, I would be nowhere even close to where I am in my career.
Christine is an inspirational teacher to her students as well as to her colleagues, both at her own school as well as to other schools in US and in Israel. In her Authentic Science class, students perform open inquiry projects. Christine promotes among her students the skills needed to meet the challenges of the 21st century, including critical thinking, reflection, and metacognition, and she increases their motivation to learn and success. Christine is really a teacher who makes difference in her students' lives.
One of the most impactful things Ms. Girtain has done for me is take me to Rutgers University to the Driscoll Lab for a C. elegans workshop. This has led me to acquire an opportunity at Rutgers Driscoll Lab doing undergraduate research right here at Rutgers University. This in turn has also helped me get a job at Robert Wood Johnson in the medical surgical unit.
This teacher is just as authentic as the classes she teaches. Thank you, Ms. Gertain, and congratulations for all of your years of service and for this amazing award. Your reach extends far beyond the walls of our classrooms. You have personally impacted the lives of so many students, teachers, and families, and we thank you so much.
Mrs. Girtain had actually introduced me to 2 things. One was RILA, the second one was ASR. RILA had actually made me become a better leader overall, and in ASR, she helped me become a better presenter. Mrs. Girtain had actually made me stop using filler words, which are if, ands, buts, any type of word that you would use to fill in the blank space of a sentence. And I still use that within my college career and inclusive of my professional career, and I'll always take that with me everywhere I go.
Ms. Girtain provides us with opportunities to be our best.
She encourages growth from within.
Mrs. Girtain is dedicated to teaching her students.
Ms. G always gives the best advice and lends a helping hand.
We love you, Ms. Girtain.
Christine deserves this recognition because she puts students' experience as priority number 1. She makes connections with stakeholders in our community as well as all over the country. If a student ever needed a connection with a researcher on climate data, she'd find a way to make it happen. She brings so much positive attention to our district. It's nice to have somebody here who can get the information out there and make us look really good while doing it. Thanks, Christine, for your passion for science and encouraging so many kids to go into science.
Christine is so committed to continuing to learn and grow as an educator so that she can share new experiences and opportunities with her students. Her passion and dedication to teaching is inspiring, and we're so thrilled that she's excited about using agriculture and food production as a launch point to help her students think about the real-world problems that need to be solved today and in the future. We jokingly say that we need a Christine Gertain in every state for our program, but it's true. She is outstanding, and this award is well-deserved.
The American Farm Bureau Foundation for Agriculture connects with thousands of teachers
all across the country. Christine Gertane really stands out and truly embodies the joy of teaching as well as the joy of being a lifelong learner. The way she makes the relevancy of agriculture come alive for her students is something of which we are very proud.
It is my honor to congratulate Christine Girtain as New Jersey Teacher of the Year. I could not think of a person more deserving. I have had the pleasure of working with Christine over the last 2 years. Her dedication to bring relevant and authentic learning experiences to her students and fellow teachers is an inspiration. Christine's ability to collaborate and network with professionals from across the education and agricultural industry is simply amazing. The foundation hosts its science education programs on a platform called the Food and Agriculture Center for Science Education. The center's mission is to inspire learners to embrace science and create a more food-secure world. This would not be possible without teachers like Christine. She has been a wonderful ambassador of our programming and this mission. It is my honor to congratulate her, thank her, and we hope to have many more years of work together. Thank you, Christine.
As an educator, I really want to grow opportunities for my students. And to do that, it's important that educators continue to increase what they learn and go to workshops and go to conferences so that they can create more opportunities for their students. That's probably the thing that I get most excited about and that I really am passionate about, to make sure that other teachers as well as my students are having opportunities that maybe they didn't even know existed.
Mrs. Girtain supported us in our personal endeavors.
Mama G has inspired our passion for research.
She has given us many opportunities to explore our interests.
She gives us the best advice and prepares us for life beyond high school.
She truly deserves this award. We love you, Mama G.